tell us how it affects the everyday worker who's relying on a paycheck, who puts in his 8 hours a day. How does that affect the worker?
Well, the typical scheme is the employer will send payroll information off. They'll get a paycheck, but they'll also give them cash on Friday. So they may get $700 on Friday, $300 in cash, a $400 paycheck. Well, if that person gets hurt on the job, their workers' compensation check to help them pay their bills, buy the groceries that they need, is going to be based on just that paycheck. It's not going to be based on the cash that they got every Friday. And so that is where it's really going to affect. Or they may give them a truck allowance, which is just, there is no reason to have a truck allowance, and that should be income, but it's not.
But let's say hypothetically a worker came to see you and he said, I was getting $300 in cash and $400. Isn't there a way that you can protect his rights and back up and argue that really in reality he's getting $700? Al?
Sure. I mean, there's a couple ways to do it. One may seem a little hard to do. When a person is getting paid cash, one of the first things we could do is, if we want to include those wages as part of their compensation, we can have them report that income to the IRS. We can have them report it. Because to calculate the average weekly wage, it's wages that are reportable to the Internal Revenue. So that's one way to do it. The other one, obviously, as far as evidentiary and trying to prove it, this is where we rely on some good tactics, some good skills of an attorney, trying to dig into some of their pay history, how they're paying people, looking at their work schedule, see whether it logically fits in. And of course, obviously, sometimes when coworkers, particularly coworkers who are no longer there but had known the system, had known what had gone on, those are always very, very helpful to get.